आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
All right, welcome back, friends, to the debate. 9 p.m. this Friday. Niranjan joins me, and we are not leaving the conversation we have been having for the last 3 days, which is about Ladakh. Today, of course, there is a fresh peg to it, as we say in the news world, which is that, I was just going to say Fungshuk Wangdu, but it's Sonam Wangchuk, who has been arrested by police for whatever has happened in Leh, because the Ministry of Home Affairs, with some credible information that they had believed was handiwork of Sonam Wangchuk. And the reason is the incendiary speeches that he had made. The reason is the planning that went into, remember, you don't come with petrol bombs impromptu. You need to plan beforehand. And the rioters 3 days back in Leh had those petrol bombs ready. And that is perhaps, friends, evidence enough that there was a plan to it. We are not leaving the story for another reason, Niranjan. The reason is that it's not just about Sonam Wangchuk in Ladakh, in Leh. It is about a patchwork quilt that's really shaping up, targeting not just the government in Delhi, but targeting the very fabric of the nation, the integrity, territorial integrity of the nation. We'll discuss that over the next 1 hour. Niranjan.
Abhishek, we spoke about Sonam Wangchuk invoking Nepal. And we spoke about Sonam Wangchuk asking for a Gen Z revolution when he spoke about Gen Z Bharas. We spoke about Sonam Wangchuk, who said that if China were to come to our border, the people of Ladakh, he said, would allow China through the border. Today, he's been arrested, charged under NSA, but we have some more breaking news updates coming in, some more old clips, associations of Sonam Wangchuk that raise questions about the man, the myth itself, questioning his existence, his allegiances. All that and more coming up. Here's the story of the arrest of Sonam Wangchuk today.
A day after Republic exposed Sonam Wangchuk, Ladakh police have now arrested him.
We have now confirmed that it was from the district police headquarters that this Sonam Wangchuk is being taken by the authorities.
He has been arrested under the National Security Act. From tearing apart his foreign funding to exposing his incendiary speeches to tracking the masked instigators, Republic showed the nation the truth. The Union Home Ministry said that Wangchuk's fast and provocative speeches citing the Arab Spring and Nepal's Gen Z protests incited the mob.
जब चीन घुस आता है तो लद्दाख के लोग जान देकर रोकते हैं, मगर अब अगर भारत सरकार हमारे लिए कुछ नहीं कर रहा है तो अगली बार वो आएं तो हम उनको रास्ता दिखाएंगे, हम रोकेंगे नहीं, हम जान क्यों दे जब हमारा कोई संरक्षण नहीं हो रहा है।
ठक चतबे गिरजाय उंचे दिनो नेपाल लाई उंस्ते उठो, बांग्लादेश लाई उंस्ते उठो, श्रीलंका लाई उंस्ते उठो, मिवन से गिरजा क्यों मानते ने।
कुछ लोग सोचते हैं कि ये हमारे समर्थक थे, मैं कहूँगा हमारे समर्थक से ज़्यादा, हालांकि समर्थक पूरा लद्दाख है इस मुद्दे पर लद्दाख के, मगर ये युवा पीढ़ी का बड़ास था, एक तरह का जेन ज़ी रेवोल्यूशन जो कि उनको सड़कों पे लाया।
Wangchuk has been accused of inciting people through his provocative statements during his hunger strike.
कुछ लोग जिनके अपने पर्सनल मफाद थे, उन्होंने हालात ख़राब करने की कोशिश की है, हमने देखा है, और कुछ राजनीतिक पार्टियां भी इसके पीछे हैं। उनकी वीडियोस पहले जारी होती रही, आज भी जो इस प्रकार की एक कोशिश करेगा उनको सख्ती से निपटा जाएगा। लेकिन हम रिलीजियस लीडर्स हैं, जो सोशल एक्टिविस्ट हैं, उनको भी कहूँगा कि हालात ठीक करने में अपना कोशिश करें।
The arrest also comes a day after the Home Ministry withdrew the FCRA license of SecMol, the institute Wangchuk built, pointing to repeated violations. In fact, Wangchuk's flagship Ice Stupa project has faced resistance from villagers who allege it caused water scarcity in Phey. The project, they say, failed to meet its objectives and led to protests on the ground. However, Congress openly backed Wangchuk and denied all charges against him.
If by mentioning mere word Genji, then whole country can have a Genji. What are you talking about?
इन्होंने बोला था कि आप उनको बैक करते?
तुमने जो बात कही वो आप देश हित में तो आप बोल नहीं सकते। लेह में कितना चाइना ने जमीन हमारी कब्जा कर लिया।
उदित राज जी शायद आप बीजेपी में थे जब AK एंथनी ने बताया था पार्लियामेंट में कि चाइना had taken over huge tracts of land. He admitted. I'm assuming you were in the BJP and AK Anthony was still in the Congress party and was the Defence Minister of India when he admitted that they had conceded land to China. Lost the line with Udit Raj. Of course, the call will drop with Mr. Udit Raj because he can't take uncomfortable questions.
So it is very, very clear now that the security forces, they are on the alert. But now where he's being taken, that is we are trying to assert.
Sonam Wangchuk has been taken out of Ladakh and moved to an undisclosed location. Meanwhile, curfew lingers in Leh and Kargil, and internet services stand curtailed in many parts of Ladakh to prevent a repeat of violence.
Niranjan, you very rightly mentioned that there has been some myth making around the man.
Yeah.
And should we not go to the ground where Gursimran is, live with us, and understand whether actually the myth around him, the aura around him, does it exist on the ground or not? Coming to you, Gursimran, please tell us, it's been about 8 hours since Sonam Wangchuk was arrested. How are the people of Leh and Ladakh reacting to this development?
See, Abhishek, what we have seen on ground is completely what was not expected either by us or by the administration. Because what has transpired on 24th, it was completely altogether different. And today also, the administration was expecting that the similar scenes will be there on ground. But it was altogether different. I have traveled more than 30 kilometers. It is around the Leh city only. And what we have seen that not a single person has turned out. Yesterday, when we spoke to the people on the call, I reached here today morning only. Yesterday, I spoke to the people on the ground. They had a sympathy for him. So by sympathy-wise, I was assuming, and so does the Ladakh administration, that there is going to large number of people coming out on the roads in support of Sonam Wangchuk, and they will be protesting against his arrest. But nothing such has happened on ground. So what it seems that the people have also understood that one person has gone, but we have our lives to live, and see how the things have changed. That is usual question everyone is asking. That it is the same Sonam Wangchuk who was welcoming Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2019 when Union Territory was granted. And then all of a sudden, 6th schedule came into being. Then reservation was granted. The reservation that was granted to Ladakh was way higher than any of the Union Territory or state. And now they are demanding statehood. Let it be that these are also granted. What next? What will be...
Right. You know, my takeaway, Gursimran, from what you said is that the aura around Sonam Wangchuk is perhaps more a Lutyens media creation. Right, Niranjan?
Well, I don't know.
Because on the ground, people really are not coming out and, screaming for him. No. Because they understand that what happened 3 days back was essentially the handiwork of just a few, just a gang. Just a gang. You know which gang I'm talking about, Niranjan?
Yeah.
The Tukre gang.
Yeah.
Just a small bit of numbers coming out with petrol bombs and creating that situation in Leh, which led to the death of 4 and about 70 injured. Niranjan.
Yeah. In fact, let's open this up. And I'd like to introduce at this point Shazia Ilmi, BJP national spokesperson, Sushant Sareen, is a geostrategic expert, Dr. Jafar Akhun. He's a senior leader, National Conference. He's also the CEC LHADC Kargil. He's joining us live from Jammu. Ratnakar Tripathi is a Congress leader. Somnath Bharti is the founding member of the Aam Aadmi Party. But I'd like to play, before I go to Sushant Sareen, I'd like to start with Sushant Sareen because there is a pattern that many people, I don't know, because Abhishek, many governments have quoted him. They've quoted him and they have praised him. But I'd like to ask Sushant Sareen, and I'm just pointing out one aspect. I'll play the soundbite and I want Sushant Sareen to respond. One, Sushant, there is a soundbite, you may have heard it, where he says, the next time the Chinese come, we'll allow them to enter. Then he says, we want Nepal-like protests. People of Ladakh must rise like Nepal, Bangladesh, etc. Right? And then there is this soundbite, which is doing the rounds on social media, reportedly from March 2024. I'm just playing the soundbite and I want Sushant Sareen to respond to this. And in this soundbite, Abhishek, he is talking about the open support he is getting for different causes from NGOs around the world. He names a few NGOs.
Yeah.
It is extremely dangerous. I'd like to play that soundbite and I'm opening it up, bringing in Sushant Sareen. Here's the soundbite.
आज तक के मेरे सारे अपडेट्स हिंदी भाषा में हैं। उसका एक कारण है, वो ये कि मैं नहीं चाहता कि भारत की ये अंदरूनी बात विदेशों तक पहुंचे और हमारे ये नेता देश के उनका अपमान हो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंच पर। वरना हमारे बहुत से समर्थक विदेशों में हैं, बहुत से नेटवर्क्स हैं जो हमारे समर्थन करना चाहते हैं, जैसे एशिया में मैक्सेसे अवार्ड फाउंडेशन है, जापान में कई फाउंडेशंस हैं, वैसे ही यूरोप में रोलेक्स अवार्ड फाउंडेशन है, नोबेल पीस प्राइज फाउंडेशन है, जहां मैंने एक बहुत बड़ा लेक्चर किया था, वैसे ही अमेरिका में, साउथ अमेरिका में।
So, question is simple. Sushant, was he an agent all along?
Look, yeah, I can't say whether he was an agent. You know, how do you expect me to say? If he was an agent, then the government should have put him in the clanger. Why was he out for so long? And if he wasn't an agent, he was still somebody who was an agent provocator, if not an agent. Because he was inciting in his own way the public to come out on the streets, and not in a non-violent protest or not, with a demand, but to actually burn down the whole place because their demands were not being met. And just because somebody raises a demand does not mean that demand is ever going to be met. Secondly, I think people like Wangchuk and anybody who support him need to get their head examined. If Mr. Wangchuk, although to be fair to him, he was quoting somebody else when he says that if the Chinese were to walk in, we'll let them come in. Do you think the Chinese are going to be very nice to you? Before you want to thumb your nose at the government of India and you want to thumb your nose at India and you want to show that you have leverage, at least think before you speak. You think the Chinese are going to be well disposed towards you? Do you know what they've done to the Muslims in that region, Xinjiang? Do you know what they've done to other minorities? So don't you even think before you speak? Secondly, to talk about Nepal and Bangladesh. Bangladesh, I'm not going to defend the actions of the Awami League government, but at least economically, Bangladesh was doing well. People had jobs. Today, what is the situation in Bangladesh? Factories closed down, people are out of jobs, there's a financial crisis in that country, and you have a clown who's also a Nobel Prize winner running the country, who thinks he's some kind of cat whisker. He doesn't know his history, he doesn't know his politics, and he does not know his geography. But he speaks on all of them, right? So you have people, these kind of clowns out there. Are these the examples you want to give? The Arab Spring example that he keeps giving? What has happened in the Arab Spring? Please tell me. In Syria, Arab Spring has led to the devastation of that country and the killing of around 1 million people. It's the same in other parts of the Arab world where, revolution sounds all very nice and very sexy when you are seeing it from the distance. But when you are in it and you see the devastation and the destruction that a revolution brings, it's not such a nice thing. And in India, I can understand that, okay, you want more powers, you want a legislative assembly which can legislate. I can understand all of that. But, is this the way you go about doing things that these guys have gone about it? And in a peaceful place, which is a tourist center. Now, once you create this kind of a problem in a place like Ladakh, you've destroyed a tourist season for some time. Is this what you want Ladakh's reputation to be? So, look, there are serious questions out there. But on this whole issue of the NGO networks, look, yeah, this has been a big problem. If you really are that popular, then you should fight an election and win it, and then put your demands. Even if you win an election, there are some times that your demands cannot be met, especially maybe on statehood, at least in the case of Ladakh. I wouldn't say the same thing for Jammu and Kashmir. I think when the time is right, Jammu and Kashmir has to be given statehood. There's no two ways about it. But not in the case of Ladakh. There are serious issues out there. So even if you win an election, that does not entitle you to ask for something which cannot be given. And I think people need to understand this. And people, I think the big problem is, to my mind, you are lumping together the right to protest, the right to dissent, with the right to come out on the streets and create murder and mayhem on the streets, create a law and order problem, burn public property, get people killed. And there is a reason why you are doing this. Because until and unless you provoke the state to resort to force and drop bodies, your next round of agitation is not going to be successful. So how do you create outrage within a public? You have people who will provoke violence on the streets, and then that violence begets violence, and then everything spirals out of control. Is this the first time we've seen it? And I'll just say one more thing. In all this, what I'm saying, I'm sure my friend Shazia will defend her party and her government, but they cannot absolve themselves of what is happening. And all that I've been hearing from the BJP people is, we've given a very long rope. You gave a very long rope in Delhi. And what happened? Ultimately, you had Delhi riots, 50 people died before peace was brought back into this country, this city. Is this how you will operate on law and order issues? Especially in a frontier region? Is this how a government is supposed to behave? If you had an apprehension of breach of peace, why didn't you preempt it? If you had a Congress councillor who was calling and who was threatening violence, why wasn't he picked up? Why did you wake up to that thing after all hell had broken loose? You should have woken up to it before, right?
Okay.
Isn't that what a government is supposed to do? So I don't think that, the central government, because it's a UT, can simply wash its hands of what has happened. Far from it, the government of the UT, they cannot simply wash their hands of it. It's just because you say that I've been talking to them, we have been having negotiations with them, and they violated our trust. You cannot run a government simply on trust. Governments don't run only on trust.
Right.
That's the basic principle of governance.
Right. Shazia, would you want to take that question? I mean, it's a straight question to you from our friend.
No,
Sushant.
sure. I will take that question. But before that, I want to talk about, and I want to question the fact that a person like Mr. Wangchuk, who had such a great opportunity, who played a constructive role, it is sad to see him go down this path of anarchy and agitation. Yet another politician, the makings were so amazing, and what has it come down to? And I'm very disappointed with his intellect, his understanding, his intent, and his conduct. I mean, imagine he's quoting Arab Spring, and we know what happened with Arab Spring. I mean, it's hardly an example to quote, because when it comes to, it's only Tunisia that really made a lasting shift to democracy. But look at how Egypt backslid, how Libya, Syria, Yemen, they have all spiraled into civil wars. Then he's giving other examples, and he's talking about China. I mean, can you imagine a man of such influence and clout actually making a statement which is so irresponsible? So it's very, very disappointing. And also, I would like to say that it is very unfair that it is our government which, after 60 years of Ladakhis clamoring for a UT position, have actually got it. and are now trying to up the ante and are wanting more, instead of saying that, yes, this government has taken them out of the clutches of Jammu and Kashmir, which has always bothered them. Now, another thing that I want to point out is look at the FCRA violations. And it's true. I mean, to some extent, I would agree with my friend Sushant Bhai that, a lot more should have been done earlier. But now when there is actually a probe, you realize, and the probe has begun since August. So it's not happened just now. As many would say, it's not a witch hunt or anything. It has preceded this. So it is shocking that the remittances of over 1.5 crores without FCRA registration, then 6.5 crores was diverted to Wangchuk's private firm, say Xian Innovation or whatever it is. And then he sends 2.3 crores abroad.
The issues raised by Sushant.
No, I think you're damned if you do, you're damned if you're not. While Sushant and many others feel that center is not doing enough, there are people, and you'll be hearing from them very soon, that our government is actually being very draconian and nasty and attacking a civil activist and a climate activist like this. So it is one of those things that you balance and speak. But there's another very important point. But I want to say this before any other speaks up. Sonam Wangchuk does not even know. And that is shocking, and why I question his intellect and understanding that employment reservations that have been given there now reserve 85% of government positions for locals. And it's under the domicile certificate rules of 2025. Not just that, look at the political representation. It has not been done in any UT or any other state also. Reservation of 1/3 seats for women in Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council. So I don't know what this confusion is all about. Something, and I think Sonam Wangchuk's intentions are malafide, are ill-intentioned, and he's dancing to the tune of Congress. And it is very sad to see how he's fallen from the pedestal that he was put on.
And the irony is, I want to bring in Somnath Bharti here. Somnath Bharti is an Aam Aadmi Party. He's a leader. He's a founding member. So you know him well as well, Shazia. But this is more on, 4 people have been killed or have died, right, in this violence. Somnath Bharti. 3 of them were in their early 20s. One was an ex-serviceman.
Abhishek ji.
2 of them had jobs in Leh. 2 of them had jobs in Leh. And all of them left the venue after a speech made by Sonam Wangchuk, and then the violence began. Do you have any doubt, Mr. Bharti, that there was instigation all along, looking at his speeches that have been played out already in the public domain?
Yeah, Abhishek ji, I was patiently hearing my friends from BJP and supporter of BJP.
That was Niranjan Somnath ji.
See, what I'm seeing, Niranjan ji, I was told there are 2 anchors.
Yes. No,
I'm sorry.
Together we are there. Abhishek and Niranjan.
I apologize. See, sirs, the problem is, today, whether it be Ladakh, or it be Delhi, or it be Jammu and Kashmir, across the law and order is completely under the center. That is under BJP. So if the law and order is under BJP, the IB is under BJP, so everything related to law and order has to be, in the control of BJP. So if anything goes wrong, they need to be held accountable, number 1. Number 2, the border across the nation is under BJP. Whether it be Ladakh, whether it be Jammu Kashmir, whether it be Punjab, whether it be West Bengal, wherever. So it's under BJP. So if something goes wrong with the border, BJP has to be held accountable. Now, what was the protest of Sonam Wangchuk, the much celebrated man, as Swajia also said? 3 Idiots movie was on him. So what was the protest for? The protest was for 3 things. First, he wanted a democratic, rule in Ladakh. There is a duly elected government in Ladakh. Second, he wanted inclusion of Ladakh in the 6th schedule of the Constitution of India. And third, which is very, very important for all of us to understand, he wanted that 2,000 square kilometers of land which has been taken away by none other than China from India in May 2020 should be brought back. Today there are 5 patrolling points: PP10, PP11, PP11A, PP12, PP13. All these 5 patrolling points have been taken away from Indian soldiers, Indian army. So our army can't go there. In Galwan Valley, we lost soldiers, we lost land. Sonam Wangchuk and his team wanted that land to be brought back to India. All right. Now there is a pattern I see. Whether it be farmers agitating at the border of Delhi and Punjab and Haryana, whether it be Sonam Wangchuk and his team, whether it be across the nation, wherever, there is a pattern. The pattern is, whether it be Maharaj Malik in Jammu Kashmir, the lone MLA of Aam Aadmi Party, the moment you go against the wish or control of BJP, they would say, oh, they are anti-national, being supported by Khalistani, being supported by outsiders, being, and they would link you to somehow the enemy countries like China, Pakistan, etc., etc. Now tell me, the violation of FCRA. Yesterday I was on a show, one friend, young friend, Siddharth from BJP was showing, in 2007 there is a letter saying that Sonam Wangchuk did this. Oh, my dear friend, till yesterday there was no action against Sonam Wangchuk by you.
Yeah.
Now today everybody is after to prove him anti-national, anti-India, the terrorist, of a mindset which is very, very threatening to India's security, etc., etc. And why has he been imposed with NSA? Because in NSA you can be withheld in detention without any formal charges for 12 months. NSA is just like PSA, under which our MLA in Jammu Kashmir has been withheld for, and there he can be withheld for 2 years without any formal charges. So on such draconian laws, you are withholding people who are known for their leadership in their respective states. Is this the way democracy can be saved?
Okay. I just have a small intervention.
The India can be made Vishwaguru?
I just have a small intervention.
Richest, one second, Sajay ji, 1 second. My dear friend, Sajay ji, 1 second. Richest 10%. Sajay ji, 1 second. Just 1 second. Sajay ji, I'll give you time. Richest 10% in India are withholding 70% of the wealth. The cumulative economy may be growing, but divide between the rich and poor is ever widened in this country. You are making poor the poorest and richer the richest, and only 4 or 5 rich friends of BJP. So today the wealth of the country is lying in the hands of very few. So there is a huge frustration. Jobs are not there. Jobs are not there. Paper leak is happening across. The youth is frustrated in the nation.
And from a very micro,
the country is looking for answers, solutions to the problems. There is no solution coming. 20 years of rule in Bihar by BJP. 11 years of rule by center, by BJP at center. Where are the solutions? Do you look in the? Do you listen by any BJP minister?
Somnath Bharti, let's have a iterative conversation where everyone gets involved. Shazia wants to make a quick interjection. Shazia, please keep it short. Coming to you. Somnath ji, just मैं आ रहा हूँ वापस. So Shazia, quick interjection, but short one because I have to get other.
Very short interjection. I just want to point it out that out of 9 bank accounts that Mr. Somnath Wangchuk had and has been discovered, only one has been declared by him. How do you account for and explain 8 accounts for all the talk of moral piety and self-righteousness? What has happened here? And you, Somnath, having been my fellow traveler in the Aam Aadmi Party days and before that India Against Corruption, would have been the first one to say this. This is totally, this max of lack of financial integrity, and this is a very serious matter. And we're looking at Ladakh. Can you imagine creating unrest for no reason whatsoever, despite such great laws and high-powered committee having talks with
Let's bring the I'll come to you.
Please,
vandalism.
Okay, Shazia, you made your point.
No, let's bring the others in, please.
Shazia, your interjection is done.
Shazia, you made your point. Somnath ji, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. 1 second. We'll come back to you.
Okay, shall we? No, Somnath ji, I will come to you. Hold on. We have to get others.
1 minute. Coming back to you.
Okay,
Two speakers haven't spoken.
Tripathi. Yeah, two speakers have not spoken. I have a question, in fact, for Sushant also, but let's get to Ratnakar Tripathi first. Ratnakar Tripathi, I am just going through a post made by Sonam Wangchuk on August 5, 2019. You know why August 5, 2019 is important? Because that's the day when Article 370 was abrogated for the then state of Jammu and Kashmir, and the Union Territory of Ladakh was created. Just for your benefit, I am reading it, Mr. Tripathi. Sonam Wangchuk's post on X, at that time it was called Twitter. Thank you, Prime Minister. Ladakh thanks Narendra Modi, PMO India, for fulfilling Ladakh's long-standing dream. It was exactly 30 years ago, in August 1989, that Ladakhi leaders launched a movement for UT status. Thank you all who helped in this democratic decentralization. Now, Mr. Tripathi, the campaign that we are seeing today and that culminated with the killing of 4 people, unfortunately, Ladakhis, including an ex-serviceman, as Niranjan mentioned 3 days back, seems like completely opposite of this post of Sonam Wangchuk himself on August 5, 2019. Obviously, someone has hijacked him, someone has hacked his mind.
So, how much time without any interruption or interjection?
Please go ahead. I will make sure you get your complete chance.
So tell me, that means he's a genuine person. When you do good things, he lauds you. He praises you. He's a genuine person. And one more thing. All over the world, the autocrats arrest democrats. This is nothing new. That's why Sonam Wangchuk has been arrested. Shaji Almiji was stressing on the point, ki what about the 9 accounts, the transfer of that and those, right? So these are always under the radar of IT and ED. What were they doing? One more thing. The elitism in the Modi government and their support is the, ultimate, at the highest level. You think one of your panelists was saying that revolution is sexy? You are sipping the margarita and mojito and wine and coloring the revolution sexy. Bhagat Singh was doing a sexy thing.
When was that?
What are you saying?
Your earlier, first one, roll it back and you find it. The revolution
are you referring to what?
Sexy. Revolution is not sexy to you.
What are you saying?
Elite, these are the people oblivious of the ground realities and color, like you, Niranjan and others, these people, color this assertion as a traitor, treason. He's not a traitor.
1 minute. What is Arab Spring, sir? Can you tell me what was Arab Spring?
He is just quoting. Hey, now let me tell you one thing, Mr. Niranjan.
What happened in the Arab Spring?
Let him speak.
Again, Shahjaji, please.
Study the Arab Spring. It has taken the country backwards besides Tunisia.
Shall I speak or not?
I have studied Arab Spring in great detail.
Niranjan, this is not good.
Shazia, let him speak. No, Shazia, let him complete. Shazia, let him complete. Shazia, let him complete. Shazia, wait. You've had your turn. Shazia, you've had your turn. Let him complete.
Let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
If by just saying that somebody said that earlier we used to stop them, this time we will allow them. He is not quoting himself. If he is a traitor, he is doing treason, then Narendra Modi when says कि मुझे काला धन है या सफेद धन, इससे नहीं मतलब है रुपया काला या सफेद धन, is a हवाला कारोबारी. He should be removed. Publicly he is saying काला है पैसा या सफेद है मुझे नहीं मतलब. What do you term him? He is the person who said in the मैंने पहली कैबिनेट मीटिंग में एसआईटी बिठाने का निर्णय किया है काले धन पे. And he is saying that काले धन हो सफेद धन हो उससे अंतर नहीं पड़ता. And now let me tell you one more thing, Abhishek Kapoor ji. You just said nobody is coming on the road. He is unpopular. Let me tell you one thing. Nelson Mandela was in the jail for 27 years. So didn't the South Africa make him a hero? Did everybody was everybody on the road that time?
Please don't compare him to Nelson Mandela for God's sake.
Martin Luther King fought for the right.
One minute. How can you compare him to Nelson Mandela? I mean, okay, fine. Okay, fine. You're defending him. You can.
Niranjan ji, please. Education or revolution are small or big?
What revolution?
Please.
Who is he to start a revolution? What are you talking about?
Who are you to talk about him?
Sir, let me tell you one thing. I'm a journalist. As a journalist, 1 minute. 1 minute. You asked me a question. You have the courage. 1 minute. You listen to me, sir. Okay. I'm asking you, sir. You're a Congress leader, Mr. Tripathi. Mr. Tripathi, will you? 1 minute. 1 minute. Will you back? 1 minute. Listen to me. Don't speak over me. I'm asking you something. If someone says, I want Nepal and Bangladesh-like protest in Ladakh on Indian soil, you, Mr. Tripathi, as an Indian citizen, okay? Forget that you're a journalist, okay? Because if you're a journalist, you would have questioned it. But you are a Congress leader, you are defending him. I'm asking you, you're happy, right? You're happy, right, with what has happened? Your party was involved there. Your party was involved. I spoke to Stanzin. I spoke to Stanzin, who's on the run. I spoke to Stanzin, who's now on the run, seen in the video. He told me on record that yes, we are with Sonam Wangchuk, we are giving him support on the ground, okay? He told me on record. So you are hand in glove with Sonam Wangchuk.
Okay. We are, what? Can't we be hand in glove? This is a hand in glove?
Yes, hand in glove. In the violence, correct, yes.
Niranjanji, please. This agitation or this violence was provoked by the BJP.
What?
Who? The BJP said in its manifesto in 2019.
I think it's going completely whack right now. 1 minute. It's going haywire.
Let Shazia respond.
It's going haywire. No, because Dr. Jafar hasn't even spoken. Dr. Jafar hasn't even spoken. 1 minute.
2020, in the meeting with the Hill Council, they again reiterated.
1 minute. Dr. Jafar hasn't even spoken.
That means, no. The volcano of suffocation has erupted. Why are you so...
What volcano? There is no volcano. There were supposed to be talks on the 6th of October. Hello? There were supposed to be talks on the 6th. Before the talks actually happened, you all hijacked it.
Why are you worried?
Why am I worried? Because 4 people died. Because public property was destroyed. Public property was destroyed. I don't know whether you care about public property, but public property was destroyed. 4 people were killed in the violence.
I want to just say something.
I want to say something here. That hadn't BJP promised the 6 scheduled status to Ladakh people.
It is well known that Government of India has been actively engaged, whether it's a lay apex body or the Kargil Democratic Alliance. And so many meetings have happened through the formal channel of the high-powered committee. So all that is happening, and we have gone up notches as to understanding the mind of our Ladakhi brothers and sisters. There are also subcommittees and many informal meetings going on. Do you think this path that has been taken of agitation and anarchy and mob violence and deaths on the streets, do you think that leads to anything? Do you think that creates joy and peace among citizens? Isn't this the recipe for disaster? And I think anybody who supports this cannot really feel well and bears ill will towards citizens of Ladakh. So I want to make it very, very clear. And there have been Congress leaders who have been part of this agitation. So please do not. And BJP office has been attacked. Yeah. You also know that. So
Dr. Jafar hasn't spoken. 1 minute. Just Dr. Jafar. 1 second. Dr. Jafar hasn't spoken. Abhishek.
Fellow citizens.
Yeah, please get him. Dr. Jafar Akhun, your chief minister has spoken today. He has called the developments unfortunate, including the arrest of Sonam Wangchuk. But is your party, since you represent the National Conference view tonight, and you are actually speaking from Kargil, thankfully Kargil has been peaceful despite Bandh calls. Mr. Akhun, do you sort of, are you just your party riding the moment and trying to focus again on somehow getting the status of state restored for Jammu and Kashmir, whatever happens in Ladakh?
Good evening and namaskar and salam to everybody. Yes, actually, now I have to focus on Ladakh only. I'm not going to speak about Jammu Kashmir. Ladakh as part of 4-point agenda is concerned. As our 4-point agenda is concerned, our body is totally with the 4-point agenda. One agenda is statehood, and the one is to include in 6 schedules. So, as politically and as a citizen of Ladakh, we are all with this 4-point agenda. You must be knowing before this 2019, when the UT was formed, you must be knowing that Kargil was totally against this formation of UT. And Center had never asked us to whether you want to join the UT, whether you should have a UT or not. But there was, agitation in Leh district. You must be knowing that we have two districts in Ladakh. One is Leh district, one is Kargil district. And on population-wise, Kargil is bigger than Leh district on terms of population. But area-wise, Leh is bigger. Then Leh people, they celebrated for the UT formation, and Kargil people, they didn't celebrate the UT formation. After quite some time, then the Leh people also came to understand that there is no democracy left in Ladakh. We used to have four elected representatives, two each from Leh and two each from Kargil in the erstwhile J&K government, and two MLCs used to be there. But now we are deprived of everything. There is no democracy. India is known for as the mother of democracy. In India, we love to be this democratically elected government should be there. So we are fighting for to restore democracy in terms of either we should get in terms that we should get a state, and we should get the protection under 6th schedule. You must be knowing that Ladakh is ecologically very fragile, and population is very thin as compared to other parts of India. But I will make it clear that we are the hardcore patriotic people of, I think we are the most patriotic people in whole India. You must be knowing that. And we have proved that every time when our enemies came to our place, and we fought with our army.
Dr. Jafar,
we were
ask you a straight question.
Feel that neglected.
Straight question. Yes. So give me a yes or no answer. Do you back the violence that took place in Ladakh?
Okay.
Do you back the violence that took place in Leh Ladakh?
Never. No, never ever.
Okay.
We will not back the violence process in Ladakh.
Fair enough. We appreciate the points that you have made. I want to rephrase them and take them to Sushant now. Sushant, when you made your opening comments, you said, why not? You said Ladakh should not be given or restored to its status of a state compared to Jammu and Kashmir, which can be. Why you think Ladakh should not be given the status or restored its status of a state?
Very simply because Ladakh was never a state. Ladakh was part of a state. It had been lopped off. And their original demand and their long-standing demand right from the 1950s was of union territory. And that was what was given to them, number one. Number two, can the legislative arrangements in that union territory be made in a way that they satisfy the aspirations of the people? I'm all for it. Why would I oppose it? But a full statehood, in the case of Jammu and Kashmir, it was a state. And I think you don't have to take my word for it. It is the Supreme Court which has ruled on that statehood has to be restored at an appropriate time. And that I would imagine that the government, if I was in government, I would advise it, why don't you at least start negotiations with the government of the UT and the stakeholders out there to start the ball rolling on the restoration of statehood, at least insofar as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned. Because at least my reading of the constitution tells me that a state has to remain a state. You can lop off a part of the state and make a UT. Now, should Ladakh become a state? And I think out there are other problems which come in the case of Ladakh being made a state. And I think those are the reasons why the government is resisting it.
Right.
But let me just let me say something. Mr. Tripathi was getting all, I think that is his name.
Tripathi, Ratnakar Tripathi, yes.
all very excited about revolution, and his revolutionary fervor was rising, and he started talking about Bhagat Singh as though he has read everything that Bhagat Singh has written. Maybe he should also know that what Mahatma Gandhi's response to Bhagat Singh was. He did not approve of the execution of Bhagat Singh, but Mahatma Gandhi himself had no use for Bhagat Singh and his ways. Now, either Mr. Whatever this gentleman's name is, he decides he's with Mahatma Gandhi, or he should decide whether he is with Bhagat Singh. And
Let him respond.
Talking about revolution, even the Maoists claim they are doing revolution. So when they killed 70 odd people from his party in Chhattisgarh, he should not have had a problem with it. He should be okay with the Maoist killing because their volcano of anger was bursting out.
Right.
And somebody I'm sure he admires had called them Gandhians with guns. So they are Gandhians with guns. If this is revolution, you are welcome to it. But don't think that it's not going to burn your house down.
Okay, I'm left with 3 minutes. I'm left with 3 minutes, and I would try and get all the three voices, Ratnakar Tripathi, Somnath Bharti, and Shazia Ilmi in that order. But Ratnakar Tripathi first. You respond to what Sushant has said.
I think you're muted.
Mr. Tripathi, unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself, please. I think you're muted. Please unmute yourself. Thank you.
Dr. Jafar, Bhagat Singh was not bound to heed to the advice of Mahatma Gandhi. They have differences, like you and me. Like you and me. And the volcano of suffocation erupted, I will say it again. It erupts in many parts of the world. And your elitism, which I said, which you didn't respond, that the agitations and revolutions are sexy. You find sex in them.
Oh God.
Dr. Jafar.
1 minute, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. 1 minute.
Your idea of what English language is not my fault.
Oh, I don't want an English language like this.
Educated on English language is not my fault. Apart from about elitism, somebody like you is talking about elitism to me. You are talking about elitism. Your whole party is based on elitism. You are telling me elitism.
Mentally retarded.
Please fight an election before you talk about elitism.
You are telling me sexy, and you expect me to accept it.
Of course. Okay. Why? You are not an elitist now. Then take it.
What take it?
Are you elitist that you will not accept it?
Agitation and revolution is sexy.
No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. 1 minute. 1 minute. Sushant, don't respond. Sushant, don't respond. That's not what he said. No, that's not.
Your revolutionary fervor. Where have you shown your revolutionary fervor? That you are talking about revolution.
Dr. Jafar. I am not a classroom or that drawing room philosopher like you.
You are not a drawing room politician. Are you a class level politician?
You don't
Are you a class level politician? Where do you fight elections from?
Come and find out about me.
About what? Frankly, I don't even know you. Why should I find out anything about you?
I am
we have to have a closure, my question is
No, 1 minute, Sushant, don't respond. Sushant, let it be. Sushant, please don't respond. Mr. Tripathi, I think you heard him wrong.
Somnath Bharti, you wanted to make a quick point. I go last to Shazia, but you wanted to make a point. Somnath Bharti.
Yes. Basically, I was listening to Sushantji very patiently. See, he was asking possibly Tripathi to select between Gandhi or Bhagat Singh. See, and he was possibly condemning Bhagat Singh's revolutionary ideas. That's what I could make out. See, Bhagat Singh, on record I'm saying, in today's time is much more popular among the youth than Mr. Gandhi.
Yeah.
And I don't mean Rahul Gandhi, I mean Mahatma Gandhi. So ideas of Bhagat Singh need to be seen from that prism. Second thing, rather than acting on the surface, BJP government should introspect that what has happened across the nation, why there are so many agitations, why is the youth gathering, why the youth in Uttarakhand are demanding that why paper leak happened. The people are really frustrated. So rather than arresting Sonam Wangchuk and my MLA from J&K and people here and there and accusing farmers to be terrorists, etc., BJP government needs to talk about fundamental issues. This country is demanding jobs. This country is demanding inflation to be curbed. This country is demanding accountability, a democracy, a fair election. Election commission has to be told that you are supposed to be holding fair election.
Now,
so politicians
so
need to be
just because
held
you all have lost the election,
Look at 20
doesn't
look at
mean
20
it's not
years.
Shazia,
20 years of rule
exactly
of
last 50 seconds left
Bihar.
of the debate. There is a breaking news development also
not a single talk of
Wangchuk is going to be taken to a Jodhpur prison. Now, but Shazia, my question to you is, wouldn't Wangchuk outside the jail be easier to handle than Wangchuk inside the jail, given the kind of myth-making that has happened around him and the kind of, aura that's built around him? You think, there would be more sympathy for him, more talking debates about him in Lutyens, Delhi and wherever, So is it a mistake that's being made? You are turning him into a hero.
Well, the fact of the matter is that there was a mob. The mob was instigated by extremely incendiary, provocative speeches, after which the mob left the venue of the hunger strike. They attacked a political party, BJP party office, and the government office of CEC. I am shocked. And they put these offices on fire. Whether it'll become a bigger hero or whether people will refuse to be a part of this because the Ladakis are peace-loving and would not want unrest of this kind to flare up over there. So that remains to be seen. But the fact of the matter is, when you attack the security personnel, torch police vehicles, and it's all being done from somebody who calls himself Gandhian.
Hello. I'll tell you. I'm just ending this by making one point, because I found it extremely amusing that a Congress leader spoke about elitism. I'll end by making 4 points. Elitism. Okay, you tell. For all our viewers who are watching this.
May I say something about...
10 seconds, Dr. Jafar. I need to end this. Hello. 10 seconds. Quickly. 10 seconds, sir. 10 seconds. I have to end the debate.
But Ladakh is Buddhas. And Buddhas will refuse to be ruled by Buddhas.
I am of the opinion that Sonam Wangchuk is a nationalist. He can't be anti-national. He's the. I know.
So it looks like you got a call in the middle of the debate and you changed your stand, because it's not what you said earlier. But anyway.
Hello.
Yeah, I have to end the debate. It's running out of time. But ladies and gentlemen, somebody spoke about, somebody tried to give lecture. The Congress leader here tried to give lecture on elitism. I'm ending with that. I'm ending with 4 points. Somnath Bharti ji, please hear me out. Please just audio down. I'll just end with this. Audio down. I'll end with this. Okay?
Yeah.
Ending with this, Abhishek.
Yeah.
Calling the Prime Minister Chaiwala was not elitist, right? Saying that when a big tree falls, earth shakes is not elitist. A Congress leader once says, at least my boss wears Gucci, yours wears Mochi, is not elitist. And spot the leader in the Congress party who says SC, ST, Dalits during day and wears Louis Vuitton mufflers at night. No, that's not elitist. That's not elitist. So when a Congress tells you or tries to give you a lecture about elitism, then you know what hypocrisy is all about.
And Niranjan, I would always say that beyond politics of the Congress, BJP, Aam Aadmi Party, this is a story which is about India's national security. We cannot lose sight of that, and that's the reason why perhaps the government has decided that, okay, fine, this much run we had to give to the ideas like freedom of expression, but this far, no further. The story is not dying. Sonam Wangchuk is to be taken to Jodhpur Central Prison to be kept there. He is arrested under NSA, which means the government has some time to decide what to do. But we'll keep close tab of this developing story. Thanks for watching.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।